Be that self which one truly is. Once you label me, you negate me. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. Personality is only ripe when a man has made the truth his own. A man who is a physical being is always turned toward the outside, thinking that his happiness lies outside him, finally turns inward and discovers that the source is within him. It was completely fruitless to quarrel with the world, whereas the quarrel with oneself was occasionally fruitful, and always, she had to admit, interesting. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought, which they seldom use. The tyrant dies and his rule is over, the martyr dies, and his rule begins. At the bottom of enmity between strangers lies indifference. Love is all, it gives all, and it takes all. Most men pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that they hurry past it. To cheat oneself out of love is the most terrible deception. It is an eternal loss for which there is no reparation, either in time or in eternity. The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly one you'll never have. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true, the other is to refuse to believe what is true. The highest and most beautiful things in life are not to be heard about, nor read about, nor seen, but, if one will, are to be lived. Life has its own hidden forces, which you can only discover by living. Patience is necessary, and one cannot reap immediately where one has sown. There is nothing with which every man is so afraid as getting to know how enormously much he is capable of doing and becoming. During the first period of a man's life, the greatest danger is not to take the risk. It is essential in relationships and all tasks that we concentrate only on what is most significant and important. If anyone on the verge of actions should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. Take away paradox from the thinker, and you have a professor. How absurd men are! They never use the liberties they have. They demand those they do not have. They have freedom of thought. They demand freedom of speech. Because of its tremendous solemnity, death is the light in which passions, both good and bad, become transparent, no longer limited by outward appearances.